we go. Just trying to get us in there. Hi, I am Carol. I am the owner and creator behind CarolJo's, which is where creativity and community come together in the jewelry and accessory making world. Welcome in, everybody. If you are on TikTok, if we can get 10 shares and 10,000 likes, we'll start doing. And for those of you on YouTube, if you would like, go ahead, and if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications and all that. Here on TikTok, if you want to follow, that would be awesome. I am going to be pulling up my backup account here so I can see comments easier on TikTok only. I do not have a backup that I use when I'm live on these devices for YouTube, sorry. All right. What we do here is we do lots of different things. Throughout the week, we go live twice a week with chats, and that is where you get to ask any type of question that you would like about jewelry making or running a small business, and we share tips and tricks with each other. It's just a time for the community to get together and have some talks. And then twice a week we do tutorials, and today we will have a tutorial. We are going to be doing the beaded bar earrings here. We're going to be making a couple different size beads on here with the with those beads, making earrings. So we're going to do that tonight or today. It's afternoon. All right. And then throughout the week, we do different types of lives. They're live events where you can get a hold of the items that we're using to make the items in the tutorials, plus other items, so you can create your own jewelry and accessories. We will have one tomorrow night at 7 p.m. where we will be doing beads, components, and findings, and all types of things to make jewelry. And we will have that at 7 p.m. on TikTok as when that one will start. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one again on YouTube after I get done with TikTok. We will see. I will let you know. And then on Saturday, we will have the silicone focals at 10 a.m. Central. And then tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., we will be doing where the jewelry that I have created, you will be able to claim those. So we've got some fun events coming up in the next 2 days. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the beaded bar earrings. These are a very, very simple earring, everybody. You just use head pins and beads along with the earring wires or whatever earring wire of choice you have. I'm going to use, these are the fishhook earrings. That's the type that I'm going to use. And we have, for our head pins, we have a longer head pin. I believe this one's a 50, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. Let me double check. Nope, this one is a 60. So it's a 60 millimeter. It doesn't have to be that long if you don't want to make them as long, but just get a longer head pin because depending on how many beads you're going to put on it. So you're going to need 2 of the head pins. You can use the flat head pins where the end of it is flat, or you can use them with the ball, whichever one you would like. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Thank you, Ashley, for the heartbeat. Then you can use whatever type of beads that you want. The first pair, we made this necklace, which was part of our, the color block necklace. This one we made where we have the blue, the brown, and the green. And I have some beads left over from that. So we're going to make some matching earrings with what we have left over of those. So we have those. So we're going to use those beads. Now for the first one, the tools that we're going to use are going to be our round nose plier, flat nose plier, and a flush cutter. So that's the tools that we're going to use. When we go to make the second pair, I am going to use, I got to get it out of my little basket of tools here. I'm going to use my one-step looper, and I am going to use the 1.5 one-step looper for the second pair. All right. CarolJo's mom. How are you doing today? All right. So, they come in all different sizes there, Nordic Luna. Head pins can come in like a 20 millimeter length, so it'd be like 2 centimeters. They're really short. I mean, when you look at those, you're looking at, here's a ruler. They're like this long. And that's like for one bead type scenario. And they can come, I've had them up to like 3 inches, 4 inches. So yeah. And so they can come in any different length that you need. And you try to get them in the size that you're going to need so that they are not, so you're not under or over, if that makes sense. I'm doing good. I'm going to, sorry to everybody here on YouTube. I'm going to see if the camera is a little fuzzy because it's fuzzy over here. Sorry. There, that's a lot better. It was a little fuzzy. All right, I'm going to point you all down and we're going to get started making our first pair. So hold on, let me put you down. All right, and I'm going to be right back. My nose is getting... All right, I'm back. Holy, that was a lot of hand sanitizer. Oop. All right. We're going to do the blue, the brown, and the green ones first. I'm going to take out of the bags what we have left of each strand. Now our necklace was 10, 5, 10, 5. I don't know that I want to have that many. I don't know if I even want 5. I'm going to try doing a pattern here. We'll see what it looks like to go with our necklace. So there's 5. And let's do 3 and then 5 and see what that looks like. There's 5. So we could have a color block earring that long. I don't know if I'm in love with that. I'm going to take a few off here, because that is a lot of beads. I'm going to put 3 blue. I'm going to do 1 brown. And then 3 green. But I am not a long earring person either. Okay. I'm bringing this. Thinking I like the 313 because we've got 10, 5, so it's like 10, 5, 10, 5, 10. What do you guys think? Do Y or N? Yes or no? 2 brown? Okay, we can try 2 brown. I like that idea. Let's put 2 on there. Ooh, I do like that better, I think. Yep, that was it. Good call, Nordic Luna. So, yep. So we'll do another earring up in that same pattern. So I need 1 more blue off that strand. And then a brown, 2 browns. Get 1 more off. There. then I need 3 of the greens. There they are. That's it. 8 beads. Whoops, that's attached to me. Is all that is. Let me get that over there. Now, to finish these off, I'm going to use, I got to find a marker here. There it is. I'm going to put a black Sharpie mark on my tool where I want to create my circle. The reason why I'm putting that Sharpie mark on there is so that my marks, where that mark is at, is where I'm going to line up my head pin so that my circles loop at the top of my earrings are consistent across. That happens to all of us. So Nordic Luna said last night she had to restring a bracelet 3 times because she kept missing the same bead. That happens a lot. And you just want to be like, dear Lord. All right, so we're going to put our round nose pliers on the top of that last bead that's on the top here, and then push this head pin 90 degrees away from us. So it's really going towards you guys there on the camera, but it's 90 degrees away. I'm going to reposition my tool so my tool sits at a 45-degree angle within that 90. And then make sure you've got that lined up on that line, and then bring that piece of wire all the way around. Move. See, if you noticed, I moved this. It was down here, and I'm going to move this up here. So this is up here, and complete our circle loop. So it's like this. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Put it on where that line is at. 90 degrees away. Reposition 45. So we got it repositioned in there. Bring this over the top. Once it gets to a point back here where you can't do it anymore, lift this up, move it around, and then push that so that you get a full circle. Grab. You can use flat nose and have a flat nose here and then use another flat nose to do the round, or you can use your round and do it. I'm going to grab another pair of flat nose just to show you what it's like with the flat nose. So I'm going to grab that, grab this end, and wrap this around so that it sits right below where you wrapped it around before. So when it is done, do you see? I'm trying to get it to like focus here, everybody. There we go. You'll see that it lines up on top of each other. Not on top, but like on top this way. You'll bring your flush cutters in and just put it on top of the bead or the wire there and cut that off. Make sure that that's not pokey. If it's pokey, you can take your flat nose and bring it down. Make sure it is lined up straight, that you're not crooked one way or another or going forward. You see how that goes forward just a little bit? You can take your pliers and move it back and get it to go straight. He's not straight yet. There we go. My earring wires are back here, so let me grab some. Got the earring wire. He has a little hole here that will open up on that loop. If you move that so that it comes towards you, it opens it up. And then you just put this on there. And then go the opposite way that you'd use to open it and close it up. And you have one of the earrings. So we'll put that on our display. We're going to finish up the second one. Hold on to it. We're going to wrap this around. Now we're going to cut off our extra. Throw that away. Make sure it doesn't poke. Test it out to make sure it's straight. Do you see how he's a little bit leaning? We're going to straighten him out a little bit. There we go. Grab one of the earring wires. Open it up. Put that on. And then we're going to put this on here. And there, excuse me, there you go. We got a pair of earrings that will go. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see it better. The nylon pliers, yes. I will show you just a second here, Nordic Luna. So here is the necklace and here is the earrings that go with it. Very, very simple earrings to make. But like if you're someone that has dark hair like me, look at you, they will just pop from the hair if you were wearing those. With that necklace, it just all ties together. So yeah, I just love how that is so simple, but yet can add so much to an outfit. We're making earrings today. They're called beaded bar earrings, Roger. So yes, that's what we're doing. Hi, Norma. So the nylon pliers, let me see. I'm going to see if I have some out in the studio, okay? So I'm looking that up right now. Yes, there are some out on the studio, Nordic Luna. I am also, for those of you that have them, the nylon part, you can replace that because after you use them so many times and straightening, mine need to replace. If you just go underneath tools, they're about the 7th or 8th item down. Let me see. 6th item. Hey, Ashley. So yeah, that's where they're at. And what they do is if you have, what we're talking about here, that Nordic Luna is asking about is the nylon pliers. Let me grab mine here. Here's mine. I've had these since I have pretty much started. And if you notice, you see all those ridges there? That is where my nylon has worn off because I've used them so much. So I need to replace this part, and I have those in a request to come here so that I can replace those. Because right now, if you get a head pin that isn't straight, these head pins are pretty much straight, so it's going to be hard. You just take and do this. Okay, I will go double check then, okay, Nordic Luna, after the live. And then it'll be straight. You just hold it with a plier and then do this, and then it'll straighten wire. Head pins are wire. So it'll straighten those, and it will straighten head pins, you know, like if you're doing wire wrapping, you can use the wire there too.
Are you doing
a tutorial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got it now. You figured it out?
Yeah, and then I added some from the chicken ramen, and now it's super good because it has more like flakes and it has chili flavoring.
Oh, so you're excited about your ramen now? Okay. She is fixing her own meal of ramen. All right. Food out of here. Down in the kitchen with it, please. Thank you. All right. So we're going to do another pair of different ones, okay? we're going to use some of those that we put in the bags last night. If you were on our chat time, we can do, because I have these two up here, we could do this color, or we can do this color. So do you want to do 1 or 2? You guys let me know. Which one should we do? You guys vote in the chat which one you want. As I say, everybody can do it. So over here on YouTube, you guys can put it in chat too. Okay, we got 2 for 1 and 0 for 2. So we'll do number 1. All right. These I will have to have the glasses for. These are a little bit smaller beads. These are like a 2.6 millimeter size bead, I think is what the size of them are. They are a bicone or round. Let me see. They are very small. Yep, you were here yesterday. You came in after your gymnastics. These are rounds. Okay, so they're very, very, very little. So that's the ones we're going to do. Now I'm going to point y'all down, okay? So I won't be able to see comments while I'm down. Just let everybody know.
I think this one's better than my normal ramen.
Oh, awesome. All right. So we are going to get some of these off of the strand here. We have 3 different colors. We have pink, purple, and blue. So I'm going to do a couple of the pink. Oh, I might not be able to use the glasses. There. I'm going to do 4 of the pink on each of the beads, or head pins, I mean. You can do whatever combination you want. You can also, if you guys have the daisy spacers, if you have larger beads, these size beads, these 2 millimeter, they don't have daisy spacers small enough to put in between them. But if you had like this pair here, if you wanted to put daisy spacers in between the color blocks, you sure can. It just adds a little bit of texture to the earrings. Trying to find the holes is not the easiest thing because you can't see them. There we go. It's all about feel doing these. Then I'm going to take off the rest of the pink here and get to the purple. Now we're into, let me take 2 more purple or pink off. There we go. I'm going to do, I think 3 purple. You know, I don't want to do the purple yet. I'm going to put the purple, hold on. I'm going to pull the purple off. I'm going to do the blue. Do pink, blue, and then the purple. Okay, so there is 4 pink and 3 blue. because those other 3 went on really easy. You would think that this one would go. No, he's not going to. There we go. There we go. We got 3 of the blue. So we have 4 pink, 3 blue on each of the earrings there. Now we're going to go back to the purple. And I think I want to do at least 4 purple. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of the purple on the 1. 1. I thought I had it on and I didn't. There's 2. 3. 4. There we go. Whew. Small beads. What do you guys think of those? Do you think we should change anything? I'm okay if we change it. Say yes to keep, no to change it. Okay, Nordic Luna says yes. Okay. I'm going to use the 1-step looper this time. This is going to create a 1.5 millimeter size loop because it's the 1.5. So what you do is you'll see that there is an opening on this side. It will go through here and then it comes out the hole that's on this side. There you go. You keep your beads. Whoops, we got to come down a little bit here. There we go. You want to keep your beads off of the 1-step looper so they don't get crushed. And you just push this. I'm going to grab that, throw that away. And that's going to come up here. You're going to take this and just bend it a little bit and then open it. And it created the loop. Now the loop doesn't always go completely closed, so you'll take your pliers and you will close it because you don't want it to come off the earring. Now we'll grab an earring wire. So those of you that have a hard time making the loops that I showed in the first example, you can use the 1-step looper to create the loop if that's what you choose. I don't mind doing the 1-step looper on earrings. So there's that one. I'm going to do it again on this one. We're going to put our in there. So as you see, I have all my beads sitting on this side of the metal. I've gone through here, out this hole here, and now just push it together, throw away the extra that comes off, bend it a little bit, shut that gap, whoops, and then grab an earring wire, open that up, and put that on. And you have a very quick pair of earrings. I'm going to push this up so you guys can see these. Here you go. So there you go. And if you want, you can add additional to this. You don't have to just leave it at one bar. If you wanted to have like here, I'm just going to add to it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to go down. We're going to add to this so it's just not just the one. All right. So here we go. We're going to go back down. And this is where we were talking about with our wire, our head pins. If you needed a smaller size, you can do a smaller size. I'm going to keep the same size because I want to make sure I have the same wire gauge and such, and make them look consistent instead of doing some with a thinner gauge or thicker gauge by getting different sizes. So we're just going to leave them with the longer one. We'll just have extra coming off. But let's say I wanted to add some blue. Do 5 beads of blue. Hey, I can't believe I did that. I got all 5 of those on at one try there. Now I'm going to get 5 more beads. Hold those. See if I can get them all on here. Okay, he does not want to go on. Got 3 of them on really easy. Now let's try to get 2 more. There's 4. Let me get 1 more off. And there is 5. We're going to use our one-step blooper again with just these 5 beads. Doing the same thing that we just did. Whoops. We're going to redo him. I did crush one of the 4 beads, or 5 beads. So let me cut this off, transfer the remaining 4 to a head pin, and get another one. Whoops. I dropped that and I don't want to step on it, so I got to find it. There it is. Got it. We'll see if we can get him straightened out. He was a little bent. There we go. One. 2. 3, not 3. 3. 4. And 5. Okay. Let's try this again and try not to hurt the beads. All right. There we go. Got one of those 2, and then we got the other blue. Oh, thank you for the rose. And then there. All right, I'm going to bring these back. I'm going to open up our earring wire again. And we're going to add that one on there. There. we go. And see, I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see that. Boom, there we go. See, by adding another wire on there of that, the beaded bar, you're getting more of the blue in there. You can add whatever colors you want. We could do another one on here if we wanted, but just by doing that little bit, brings out more of the blue. So you can do whatever you want with those. And that's what I wanted to show you guys. How to make a very simple, easy earring, but yet can add so much to an outfit. So what do you guys think? Should we add a third one on there or just leave it at 2? You guys tell me what you think. Take these off. And I'm going to be right back while you guys are liking away and giving me an answer. Leave it 2. Okay, I can leave it at 2. I think it's just cool how just making one slight change can change them up. Let's see if we can get him to sit a little bit straighter. There we go. I just love it. So I'm hoping you guys can see how something so simple. There we go. Now he's straighter. Well, no, he doesn't want to be straight like his other counterpart. He wants to fly. And I'm going to take these beads that are on here and add them to our bead soup. There we go. I'm trying to get more beads added into our bead soup so we can start doing the bead soup on the giveaways. We'll get there. It still doesn't have very much in it, so we need some more in there. And I'll add these other ones in here. What I want to do with the green, the blue, and the brown, I want to create a bracelet so that we have a 3-piece set that will have the necklace, the earrings, and the bracelet. So that's what I want to do with those. So that's what I'm going to do. I know we talked about the earrings, but I'm going to do that bracelet here while we're still live and see if we can get to our 10K. We're at 5K right now. So let me I need to grab a bead stopper and the stretch cord. We did the bracelet on Tuesday night, but I'm going to do one of these colors. It just decided to do its own thing, huh? There you go. And Izzy's bead soup, she makes stuff with hers. That would be hard for me. She was taught, thank you for the follow. I'm going to point you guys down to the bracelet I'm making here in just a second. She was talking about, she just has them in a like in a dish and or a container, and she just grabs one. Someone was filtered. All right, here we go. We're gonna go down so you guys can see what bracelet I'm making. I know we were doing earrings earlier, but I'm gonna do a complete set. And I'm using the same color block colors for all 3 pieces, but they're not going to be identical. The color blocks are going to be the same pattern kind of, but not the same number of for the pattern. I thought I'm going to make them all a little bit different. And go with that. There we go. You just gotta love it when they do the predictive texting. There we go. Hi.
Hi.
What's up? Got done with lunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I don't need it anymore.
Huh?
So now I don't need it anymore.
Why?
Because I just ate lunch, so I don't need to go out anymore.
Oh.
So you guys can go.
Well, you're going to come with us. It's family time.
Why can't we do this later on?
What do you mean later on?
It's also family time during dinner.
We're doing it for supper. Not right now. Opa's at work. All right. So there it is with 2 of the color block patterns. We're going to do another one. We're going out for supper for family time.
Guys, look at the squishy I made.
Yours.
Should I cut it open?
No.
Oh, darn it.
So how was today at, whoop, you knocked my table.
Sorry.
You want to push the chair in? That'll help it so you don't do it. How was today at school? Did you do
Fine.
better?
Oh, yeah.
You listened?
Yes.
Hey.
I don't know why I can't talk about this off your live.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it afterwards then. Holy buckets. All right, we're almost, I think, long enough. No, not today. Yesterday, her and one of her friends kept talking over the teacher, and the teacher kept asking them to stop. And so I got a little note that she needs to listen in class, which to me is fine. We all have those times. So today when, you know, because she just got out of school right before I went live, they had an early out today. And so I asked her and she's like, you heard what she said. She just doesn't want to be called out on that she wasn't listening yesterday in class. Okay. This is, I need to add something to it. I'm going to add one more because it's not long enough yet. So we're going to do another one. So yeah, so that's what it was. Nothing major. We had a talk last night in our house. Hi, Monica. No, these are not Swarovski crystal. We're making jewelry today. We started with earrings and now we're doing a color block bracelet. Sorry for those of you over on YouTube. I can't always see comments as easy when we're pointed down to the table. Yep. You got that right, Lolly. She's a tweener. Yeah, we can't always make them happy. We can try. But we did come across it as what we talked to her about was that you have to lead by example in the classroom because others are watching you. And if you are not listening to the teacher and disrespecting the teacher's wishes, that gives others the thought that it's okay for them to do it, and that's not right. So she's got to be a leader and show them that you got to listen. And that turned into nobody, like, I'm not a leader. And I'm like, yeah, you are. You might not think it, but she is. It was funny because Ryan was like, yeah, he agreed with me because what we see when, like, if we walk into the school with her, there's all different kids that come running up to her and stuff. And I don't think she sees that. She just thinks that she's just a kid. All right, there we go. This one's going to probably be almost too big. I can adjust it later if I need to. I'll measure it later. But this is what we're going to do. With the bracelets, X, left over right, bring that tail on the right side over into that to make us a knot. Now we're going to do an X where the right side goes over the left and bring it in between the two and then pull it tight. And then test it, and it worked. All right, we're gonna glue that. I'm gonna hold off on gluing it. I'm gonna measure it after the live and see where we're at, but then that gives us the ability here. I'm gonna come up so everybody can see this. I might wanna just change the pattern a little bit. Here. We have, whoops, wrong earrings. We'll get the right ones here. We have this color block earring with the necklace. Thank you for the heart me, Lolly. And now we will have also the bracelet. See, that just looks really cool together. I love it. I just got to work on the sizing, I think. So that is what, and then all of these will go into our bead soup. All the rest of these. We're going to get there. We're going to get some bead soup going on. I know. I love it too. And these colors are still out there. They were up not last week because we didn't have any lives last week. The week before, we had these 3. So if you guys want to go grab them, if they're still out there, you can grab them. They're out on the studio. All right. I am going to, yes, these are all of, this is my actual personal bead collection behind me that I use for when I want to make jewelry. But we do different things here on the lives. We do tutorials like we did today. After we will do events where you guys can go in and I'll show you the items and then you can go claim them. We call the studio, because that's what we have to call it over here on TikTok. But if you think about what does a spider make, and it's CarolJo's, CarolJo's. And if you're on my YouTube, it is up. I can't say what there's words we can't say on you. I'm on 2 devices here. That's why I'm 2 lives. But you can go ahead and get them there too. So you can start creating too. If you're new to it, we teach you about it. We have discussion times. We call them chat times, where you can ask questions and that type of thing. So we do all kinds of things here. It is a community created around making jewelry and accessories. I am so glad that you are, Nordic Luna, getting in and starting to create again. Okay, I'll go look at the finished one on the coral. I loved the piece that you sent me last night, and I saw it this morning, I think it was. My night and day are running together. But yeah, so it's all about just getting in, digging in, and doing it. You've been, all right, I love it. So we're just here to teach techniques, and then you guys can take it and run with it, and we show different things that you can do, and hopefully it sparks some creativity. That's what we want to do here, just spark the creativity to go. I go live throughout the week, Monday through Saturday. You will see the schedule is always posted in a short on YouTube of what it is for each week. I have not done the bead events on YouTube until this week, and they are not on the schedule because I just started doing that. But next week's schedule, you'll start seeing times where I will be going live with the beads also on YouTube. So just to let y'all know. But I'm going to hop off. I am going to go take care of that little Miss Buttercup. For those of you new, Buttercup is the granddaughter. And that's what we call her here. We don't call her by her name. We have a nickname for her just to keep her privacy. You won't see her face on any social medias, but you will hear her. So I'm going to go talk with her, see how her day went, and hopefully we can get a better thing going on there. So I just need to take care of her, and I will not be back tonight. Yep. And so also all of my lives are saved so you can watch the replay too. So just to let you know, they're underneath the live on YouTube. But I was going to say, I won't be live tonight, family night. And then tomorrow at 2 p.m., I will be on TikTok with the jewelry event. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with the bead event on TikTok. And then more than likely, I will go after TikTok. I will come over to YouTube and do it there. So it'd probably be 8:30 or so. And my times are Central Time Zone. I am in South Dakota, just to let you know. So you guys can come watch and see what it's all about. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe on TikTok, follow on YouTube, and we will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.